I'm like making these like high level videos. I was just constantly doing it for a long time. And then all of a sudden last year and this year, people are starting to reach out to me who are like really, really successful and rich. And they're like, man, you really know what you're talking about. Now I'm realizing, oh shit, like me making like literally like hundreds of these videos, even though to other people, maybe it seemed like really simple, and it was, and it is, I was subconsciously like absorbing all this information. And now I'm like, oh shit, I actually do know like so much about this like crazy high level. So when I'm in these conversations in these like brands with like corporate level employees and stuff, like I can actually provide a ton of value. So let's see, I gotta wrap this up here pretty soon, so I'm trying to think of a really good last question to ask. I would say, what do you think is the reason that most people struggle so much with drop shipping right now?
Okay. I love this question. I get this all the time. I think everything comes down to a lack of skill and a lack of a system. There's a great quote that I just saw. I might butcher it, but it was, the system that you're currently using is perfect at getting you the results that you're currently getting. Like there's nothing different about me or you. It's just about how we operate in our systems. And I think a lot of beginners, this is kind of stems off of this, a lot of beginners can't be productive. They can't sit down and be productive because they don't have the skills. And it's impossible to be productive without a skill set. So for example, building websites, like building a store is a very important part for any successful e-commerce brand. For my first time building a store, it probably took me like a week to do it. And then my second store probably took me half that time. And then my third store took probably half that time because I was building my skill. Where now I can throw up a store in easily one day to test a product, and that's being productive. Now I have so much other time on my hands to use to market research or copywriting. And I can be, sorry, my dog. So I can be very productive with my product test. And in the beginning, no beginner is going to be productive, and that's life. That's just how it goes. So you have to stick with it. You have to practice. You have to sharpen your sword. You have to read books. You have to buy courses. You have to learn from people. Like it's all about improving your skill set and being productive. And then once you're really productive, you can grow your team and train them or go hire A+ talent. But yeah, I think it all comes down to who can be the most productive, the most efficient, and it all just stems to skills. And I like Andy Frisella. He talks about this a lot. He relates business to sports. Like you either have the skill set in sports to make the team or you don't. And if you don't, you keep working until you have the skills to make the team and then go to the next level of sports like D1 or try to go pro. It all comes from skills and how productive and efficient you can be. So yeah, that's what I would say.
That. No, that's so true. I think that I'm huge on the idea now of like, real quick, if you appreciate these clips and interviews that I put forward for you, then please make sure you use our Shopify link in the description to start your own Shopify business with an exclusive deal. And also make sure you check out akemulab.com for additional resources, free tools, guides, and just a lot of interesting stuff that will help your journey, even some software deals that are exclusive to akemulab.com. So make sure you do that and continue watching the video. Just building systems for yourself to be consistent, because when you do that, you're actually building up your, like, even if you're not intentionally trying to get better at a skill, if you figure out a system to do something, like, you will naturally get better at that skill. And I just feel like that applies to so many different things. Like, I think people really need to try to make it easy for themselves to be consistent. For me, like, and on also with that, like, you'll find that you made so much progress, like, out of nowhere. One day you'll be like, whoa, wait, like, what happened? Like, this is crazy. And it happened to me with YouTube, for example. Like, my content is extremely simple. It's like whatever. People always message me trying to edit my videos or making thumbnails. Or they're like, Arie, you should make this kind of video. Like, you need to make like a tutorial, like teaching beginners how to make a store or something. And I'm like making these like high level like videos. And I was just constantly doing it for a long time. And then all of a sudden, like last year and this year, I'm starting to like, people are starting to reach out to me who are like really, really successful and rich. And they're like, man, you really know what you're talking about. And then like now I'm realizing, oh shit, like me making like literally like hundreds of these videos, even though to other people maybe it seemed like really simple, and it was, and it is, like
Hmm.
I was subconsciously like absorbing all this information, and like now I'm like, oh shit, I actually do know like so much about this like crazy high level. So when I'm in these conversations in these like brands with like corporate level employees and stuff, like I can actually provide a ton of value. And
Yeah.
it shows. So I'm like, oh man, like I'm so happy that I did that, even like subconsciously. So I'm gonna still keep doing it because I love it.
Yeah.
But you just don't realize like how much skill you're building by doing something consistently until
Hmm.
like a year or two down the line, and then it kind of all compounds at once. So I love
Yeah.
that. Systems, making it easy for yourself to be consistent, and just naturally you'll grow your skills as a result, and you'll get the results that you want.
Absolutely.
Fire. Love that, man. Well, I can't wait to see, how you continue to grow, and where you're going to be at next year at this time. This is going to be a pretty cool Q4, hopefully. And I think
Yes,
e-commerce
sir.
is only getting better in a lot of
Oh yeah.
ways. So um, you got a bright future ahead, and I'm happy we were able to do this.
Thank you so much, Ari. Appreciate it so much having me on here.
Of course, bro. Of course. We'll
All
have to
right.
do this again. We'll have to do like a part two on some sort of update in the future. That'd be fun.
Let's do it. Yeah. I'll get one on my channel too with us.
Oh, okay. Sounds good, bro. Well, have a great rest of your day. I'll leave all your stuff in the description. And yeah, man,
Cool.
have a good one.